Hello there. I have some Christmas ornament makeovers that I want to share with you. All Dollar Tree, and then we made them super pretty. Take a look at these. Look how pretty they are. Look at those so pretty. I can't wait to share them with you. I'm Whitney with Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. Let's jump into the craft room. Now, we're going to start with these two girls right here. Now, I bought these last year. Look, all of these ornaments in this video were bought last year or the year before. But again, I have not been to hobby... words. It's the beginning of the video, Whitney. You can't even get... I haven't been to the Dollar Tree yet for Christmas this year. I'm still floating in on fall, but I'm doing the Christmas for you guys. But man, am I still stuck on fall. Now, Dollar Tree Ornaments, as you can see here, I'm pulling them apart. What I want is the meat and potatoes, okay? I want the back of it. These are nice, thick chipboard shapes. They're perfect Christmas shapes. We're going to make them pretty. So after I clean them all off, I'm going to take this really, really cute scrapbook paper I got at that paper shoot. That's Hobby Lobby. Look how cute this is. And because they're ornaments, I have ornaments on them. Oh, I'm going to take my very tiny, itty bitty, very small, double-sided tape adhesive gun thingy for scrapbooking, which I bought, even though I don't scrapbook anymore. I use it for this exact purpose here. This is when you don't want a decoupage, but you want to put something pretty on something. Again, these are ornaments, so they shouldn't go outside. They shouldn't need to be sealed. This stuff is a permanent adhesive. It's not coming off. I make sure I get it around all the edges, so then you don't have to worry about those things coming off. And we're going to cut that off. Now, you see me, I cut those straight lines there because I want to save as much of the little paper because I can use that for something later, you know. I save everything. And we're going to take a sanding tool. This is actually a fingernail file. I get them in bulk on Amazon for this exact purposes. These are not used. I don't use these on my nails, guys. This is for crafting only. So this gets a really good, crisp line right on those edges. And I'm just pulling all that extra paper off, and then look how cute they are now. They're already 3,000 times cuter than they were when I picked them up. So again, we're using the backer board. It's a thick board here. It's really, really good quality for some reason. It's not even that... Most of their signs are made out of particle board and, like, you know, tree bark, but like this is, for some reason, this is it's a thick board. So we're going to put a hole back in here because for both of them, don't forget to put your hanger back on first. If you're not going to use them as a hanger, skip this part. Don't poke the hole through because then you can use them as, you know, shelf setters, or even you could nest them inside of other projects or bowl fillers. You could just kind of lean it up against something in a candle holder. You know, only LED candles, obviously, not real live fire candles. That would be bad. You know, no, don't do that. But I'm putting the hangers back in these just for, you know, all intents and purposes that these will be hung. I honestly will probably, if anything, I would put them probably in some sort of bowl with some sort of like jingle bells or something cute. But we're going to decorate now. So this is my newest, ignore this guy right here that's an Amazon purchase. I do use these later on in the video, but not for these two ornaments here. Now this one right here to the right, that is a Hobby Lobby one. This here is a berry pick I got from Michael's many years ago. I'm talking about so many years ago that it probably was like before... Wow. I mean, this is a long time ago, guys. It's very long. I can't even put a date to it, so we'll call it an antique. Now, I'm going to take pieces of the little greenery here, the pine greenery from Hobby Lobby. The texture of this stuff, I just got that this year too. Hobby Lobby has that right now. The texture of this stuff is very lightweight, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just awesome. This is actually a chunk of remnant piece of what should be thrown away, but I decided not to. I didn't do anything to it. Look how it perfectly turns into like almost like a little bow. You squish it in the middle and it looks cute. Just wait, watch what I do here. I glued down the greenery. We're going to glue down the berries. Now the berries, I'm putting enough glue on the bigger part towards the top, but look at this here. It's just, it's so perfect. And actually, I don't even know how much of it you see at the end there. Now, this is just some grosgrain ribbon that I have gotten from Paper Mart many years ago. But this is just a very thin little, you know, decorative ribbon. These are little ribbon spools that you buy when you know you're like, okay, I'm going to buy every single color because it'll come in handy. And it did. You know, the red and green come in handy this year for sure. And I think I have purple, blue, black, and something else. An orange. Yeah, paper blue, black, and orange. I do that. I'm a sucker for like, colored marketing. Like if you have like little Tupperwares or something, you walk through the store and then they're on the end cap and they're like all cute and pretty, but then they're in every single color. I'm like, I want all of those. I'm a sucker for that stuff. And it's no different with ribbon. I was like, oh, I love this ribbon. I want it in every color available. Thank you. Now, I added some more greenery on top. I gibbered through it, of course. We're going to add a jingle bell. That's a Dollar Tree jingle bell. And then also the little jute bow there, I had already had made in my little junk bucket. There I'm showing you my bells. See, look at my bells. I put them in their own little bag because every time I buy something from Dollar Tree and I pop open that bag, it turns into literally nothing. And then everything, whatever's in the bag goes everywhere. So I've put them all in their own little individual bags. Now, we're going to move on to the second ornament, which is basically identical, but shaped different. It's the same, but it's different. It's totally the same, but but different, Again, we're going to take another berry pick. This time I'm going to cut this one in half because this ornament's a little bit shorter, doesn't have as much space to it. But don't throw away that top piece because we're going to use it on another ornament just in about a few minutes. You're going to see that little chunk there on the right. You're going to see her come back. Now, the same as I did with the bell, for this ornament one, we're going to glue down the berries. Now, some of the little berries did come out, but we're going to glue them back individually. I'm going to secure that down. Now, this little piece of jute or burlap here also came from my junk bucket, but literally, I don't know why I did that because it should have went in the trash. There's like nothing left to it. And by the time we're done, you can't see it, but it's just funny to me because it's like, I'm just going to put this in here because it's going to tie everything together and it's going to look amazing. But then you don't see it because everything covers it. So it's like, we'll just say we're using it as like, it's filler in order to be able to glue things to it. We'll say it's like, it's the styrofoam of the show. We'll put it that way. But yeah, it's hilarious because at the end you don't see it at all. I should have put a bigger piece of burlap in here because I like the way the burlap look with it. But we are going to have another jute bow, so it's not the end of the world. Now see here, this one also I had already done. This is something that you just wrap around your fingers and then you secure it in the middle with more. Again, I use hot glue, start to wrap around the center and then hot glue the back. There's no tails involved. Here's a little chunk of the greenery off to the side that I can't throw away. So I'm nothing if not consistent with let me just glue all of the garbage on the table onto the top of things to make it pretty. This is literally just like in the bell. That's a leaf that was off to the side from another project. And we have to go get our single gold jingle bell and add it to the middle just to make sure that they match in some sort of way. So you can see that basically the two ornaments are going to be a little uniform. They are a little matchy-matchy, but that's part of the appeal. I also felt like I needed a little bit more greenery because it was kind of little blank in a couple areas. And then here's some more of the berries I pulled off of the bigger piece that we cut off. We're still going to use it. Don't you worry. We're going to add some in because I wanted to fill in some of these holes in this little berry pick here. But then look how they match. They're so cute. Now again, on the right, you can't see that burlap back there at all. It's cute. Yeah, you have to dig for it and you see it. But look how cute they are. I love the shape of them. I love they're thick and they're good height, good heavy. I personally, if you're going to put them in a tree, I would just nest them into like the bigger part of a tree branch and then kind of lean something up near them. Maybe some more picks or berries or things, but or even bows. But I love how they turned out. Both of them have a jute hanger, so you can still hang them from anything. You could also even put this in a wreath and make this like the decoration part of a wreath where you would put a bow mainly. You could put this and then put some greenery around it. You could find a way to attach it to that, or even maybe add a stick to the back of it and insert it into the middle of an arrangement or something like that. So the options are out there for it. But again, we're recycling these once hideous Dollar Tree ornaments into something so pretty. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me all your little crafty thoughts and let me know if you like these girls. I think they look wonderful. Again, I had a lot of fun. Also, I love that scrapbook paper, man. So cute. Now our second ornament we're going to do is this little, I guess it's supposed to be a snowy wreath. It's just like a fir wreath or whatever, but I had other plans. So we're going to try to deconstruct it. Now, I was going to take all that fur off, but I'm going to show you in a second why we leave that there. I'm going to also take this wooden box from Dollar Tree that I already had in my stash, and I'm going to use this gel stain in the color walnut. I had oak I used in my last video that I've fell in love with, and this one's not any different. This gel stain, very easy to put on, water soluble, doesn't stink, easy to go. I get it on Amazon. I have had it for a few years now because, again, my true love is the folk art home decor wood tent. But these two gel stains I used in the last video and this one, I'm not mad at them at all. I like these too. So just another option. Smaller bottle, smaller price tag. Take a peek at my Amazon store. It's pinned in my comment and in my description below if you want to take a peek at that. I do get a small kickback off of anything you get off Amazon, so using that link does help me out, and every little bit counts. So if you want to go ahead and make yourself an Amazon purchase, use my link and help me out. All good there. Now, after the gel stain is all dried, I'm taking my sander and I'm bringing the edges back to the raw wood. This is my farmhouse heart speaking through. You know, again, I got buffalo check, I got distressed. This right here is what's making me happy. I'm getting all the good feels on this. So after that, again, that stain is quick to go on, it's quick to dry, then you can distress it. Now we're going to take a different piece of scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. Again, I got this year. Very cute little font. Says Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And we are going to get this to fit the inside of it. So we're only going to make a few precision cuts, about 2,700 of them, in order for it to fit, because mathing and measuring is not my game. But I'll show you exactly how it... Also, I cut some of it out, but I do speed this up because you do not need to see me cut a baby hair off of the end of the paper, because I don't want to cut it too far. I am horrible at this when it comes down to it. If I can't rip the back off of something and then glue down something and then sand it off, I have to do this little tiny cut, then little tiny cut, then little tiny cut, then little tiny cut, then little tiny cut. Like I said, it's like making a U-turn in a truck. It's only a 47-point turn. Anyhow, get to this end point here. Now, I'm using wood glue in the corners because I want it to... I'm not going to be able to get my very tiny, humongously small double-sided adhesive tape gun. I'm not going to be able to get it in those corners. So that's just right here in the middle. So the wood glue is around the perimeter in order to hold down our edges. That's why you see me use that. You can use any other kind of glue you have, or if you have a smaller glue runner, like normal people, you'd be able to get the glue in those corners. But in any event, adhesive your heart out and get the paper down. It's not going to go anywhere. We're going to glue down that wreath that we have after we decorated, of course. We're going to glue that down. So that's just how I'm putting the paper in the back. I already love this little box. It's plain. There's nothing in it, but I think it's that distressing that I did on the side. I love it. Now, I'm going to take this paper wrapped wire I got off of Amazon. I've been using it for tendrils for my crochet pumpkins that I've been selling on my coffee page. If you bought a pumpkin from me, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea how happy you have made me. Number one, I get to continue to make the pumpkins. And number two, it is very humbling to know that there are you guys out there that love my stuff so much that you're actually putting it in your own homes, and then you're looking at it and you're smiling just like me. So thank you for that. Now, I'm going to keep using the tendril wire here, and I wrapped it around the wreath, but what I didn't like is that this faux fur, whatever this is supposed to be, I guess it's supposed to mimic snow, it was getting lost in it. But then when I went to take it off, look how thin and tiny this is. It's like you ever give a fluffy cat a bath, and then when you get the cat wet, you're like, wow, you have chicken legs. Or it's a big fluffy dog, you're like, oh, you're about 10 pounds soaking wet. Yeah. So we're just going to keep this faux fur on here, and we're going to wrap over it because I need that, you know, like I like to say meat and potatoes a lot. It might be because I'm hungry, but I need the beefiness behind there because that styrofoam wreath inside there was way too thin. Now I'm taking this ribbon. I got it from Amazon also. What I wanted was, whether it's burlap or canvas, I wanted it to be a rustic look. So burlap, canvasy. So this is a linen ribbon. It's already frayed. I love the edges on it. And what I did was just wrap it around to cover up that faux fur look. Now I still wanted to keep it white. This is more of a cream color. So I'm going to wrap that same wire back around again. And when I was done with it this time, again, I love the contrast. I liked it. It didn't get lost, but I felt it needed more. So I'm taking another wrapped wire. This is a natural paper covered wire. I got this also on Amazon too. Again, anything from Amazon is linked in my store, so you can take a peek in the description if you want to see that under project supplies. This one is a very thin ribbon. Sorry, it's a very thin paper wrapped wire that I use as ribbon. So we're going to make a bow out of it too. Now, this one wraps very easily. It's very malleable. It's a very thin gauge wire. And I just kind of added this one, but in lots of directions, not just one solid direction. You'll see the couple places there's maybe an X here. And I haphazardly wrapped it on purpose. You know, this distressing and crazy look to it I did on purpose because I like it. And we're going to add a little bit more because I want it to be a little busy, a little crazy. That's what I'm doing with this one. This was very easy to you know, bend at your own will. It will do as you want. Now, once we get these two wrapped together, I'm kind of happy with the way it looks. It's a little weird, but it's a little cute. Now, we're going to just secure this straight down on top of our scrapbook paper into our little box. No need to put anything else on top. And then, of course, I wanted that empty space at the top to be at the top, so I had to twist it just a little bit. But my hot glue was super, super hot, so we're good to go. Now, this is what do you call that? It's not, I'm losing it at the moment. It's a farmhouse type ribbon. I love the red on it. I did get it from Amazon probably about a year ago, but it is still in my Amazon store. And I also have it in black too. I just add, I'm just tacking a few pieces to each other. It's basically the awareness ribbon shape, and then you pinch it in the middle. But I'm using some hot glue little dots to tack it in place because we are going to use that same larger wire here to secure the ribbon in the middle. We're going to use it as its own little, what do you call the middle part of a bow? I guess the middle part of the bow? Yeah. There should be a better word for it. Now it's just a description, Whitney. It's the middle part of a bow. So I had to get my needle nose pliers out to get those last little pieces at the back. You know, those end pieces were a little bit hard to maneuver there, but I like the way it looked to secure it. In my mind, I'm like, I'm going to tie the element of the wreath into the bow itself. And then here we're going to make a bow out of that same thinner paper covered ribbon. Now, literally, you saw me wrap it around my fingers and then take the end piece and wrap that around the middle. That is the exact same technique that we use, or that I use when I make the jute bows. Even the bows in the first project that I already had made, those were sitting in my junk bucket because I made them with extra little pieces. Same exact technique right here that you see. Now, granted, there's wire here, so it's easier, but it's the same. If it gets thick enough, it'll stay. I'm also going to pull the little loopies out and kind of spread them out and bend them a little forward with my fingers so you get like a little, just a little bow made out of the wire. And because the wire is so thin, it's very easy to make those bows. Thicker wire would be very difficult. I have not done that. I don't know if I have. Let me know if you've tried that, if you're successful with it. But the bigger the gauge, I think it's the bigger the gauge. Yeah, the bigger the gauge, the harder the wire is to bend. So let me know your experiences. Also, this little red bell. Remember, I pulled that off of the original ornament. We didn't want to lose that, so I did re-add that to it. So that is another element that we kept. Other than that, everything else went in the trash or has been covered up, because if I can't rip it apart and make it my own, I will go insane and I will take it with me. Now, same little bundle, or this little pick here from Hobby Lobby. I love this greenery this year, guys. It's going to be in everything I do. I promise you that. Now here I'm going to speed up this, so this is going to go a little fast, but this is just me cutting those little pieces off of that pick with some wire cutters and layering them in and around the bow. Now, I hadn't planned on putting any greenery in here, but it did just look so kind of sad. It just looked so bare and sad. It just needed some more something. So I decided to add all these in at the last minute, which is why you're seeing I'm just putting little dabs of glue on the ends of the pieces that I cut off of the pick, and then I'm adding them into the bow, around the bow where I can. Also trying to be mindful that I'm not causing a big glue mess or burning myself. Burning myself is, that's a given on any one day. So it's like one of those things. If it happens, it happens. It's part of the process, right? It is a part of the job that we all accept upon accepting our into the craft world. Now this little piece right here, I love the fact that once I tucked it right behind that bow right there, that little happy, scritchy, crafty feeling just went poop. There you are. This is her new home. And I love the way it looks. I mean, you could add little berries to it if you want to put berries around the wreath. I thought after I put the greenery on here, my little crafty heart was happy. So you tell me what you would have done. If you like it this way, would you have added more? And what would you have done differently, if at all? Tell me your thoughts. Also, you see me shaking in here. You can't hear it, but all the bells, every single thing I put a bell on, you'll see me shake it. It's because I want to make sure the bell still works. And all of my bells are still jingling. It kind of sounds like, the bells upstairs, are they still jingling? Yeah, they're all in a bucket somewhere, but they're jingling. Yeah. Look how cute it is. That little paper wrapped wire bow makes me happy so much. It's kind of like a little messy, a little sloppy, but a little cute. It all ties together, makes me happy. This is one of the ones where I had something else in mind because I wanted to keep that white stuff on there, but that fur stuff just didn't look right. Now, this one right here, this is supposed to be a package. Another Dollar Tree ornament that I bought. Again, I think a year or two ago. You might be able to tell by the packaging there. It was still $1.25. But it wasn't $1, so it wasn't that long ago. So basically deconstruct it, and we have ourselves a cube of styrofoam. Shocker. It's so exciting. Now, I'm going to take some drop cloth. I got this off of Amazon a few, maybe like a year or two ago, and it has done me so well. I love using this stuff. Basically it's canvas. It's a canvas drop cloth. So it's basically a cheaper way than going to the fabric store to buy canvas, but again, it was on sale. I forget how big it was, but I do have this exact one that I got listed in my Amazon store, should you need to. Now we're going to take this piece here and we're going to pretend we're wrapping a present. That's basically what we are doing. We're wrapping a present. So whatever your technique is, please do that. Now here, I'm going to show you a couple times. I should have folded this over and put a hem right here because that little raw edge, it's too apparent and it bothers me. Again, it shouldn't bother me because this is all for fun. And for, fun and giggles. But, yeah, I should have folded that over or at least cut that into a nicer, straighter edge. But we're going to just continue to pretend we are folding or wrapping packages. Now, short little story, probably won't be short story if you know me. I love wrapping presents. I don't want to do gift bags because, I mean, that's only the fast and easy way to do it. I love wrapping presents. My grandmother showed me and had me... I was her little paper gift wrapper back in the day, and let me tell you, a lot of the stuff you see I do today, obviously you've seen in my other videos, it's all from my grandmother on my mom's side. Her name was Lucille. Now, she taught me everything I know about wrapping presents and floral arrangements and bows and everything. Now, of course, you learn things as you get older and, techniques change and stuff, but the base of everything came from her, and I love wrapping presents. So I have offered family members, friends, coworkers, I'm like, you let me, I will wrap your presents. People who hate wrapping, I will do all of your wrapping for you. You please just bring them to me or I will come to you. I will bring all of my wrapping paper and everything in my car, and I will wrap your presents outside in the parking lot like a stranger. I'm fine. I really wish. I mean, if I could make that a business, I would wrap presents every day. I love it. So this is another way of just giving me an excuse to wrap something. Now, after we get the canvas done on there, I'm going to take my distress ink in the color Vintage Photo and this little dauber here. I have a few different types of daubers and brushes that I got off of Amazon. They are all listed in my Amazon store, including that ink pad. It comes in a set of 4. It comes with Vintage Photo and a ground espresso black and a smoky gray. I love the Vintage Photo and the ground espresso. I use those very much on this channel. You'll see me use them a lot. Now, after I did the edges here, it wasn't getting dark enough on the edges for me, so I just picked up the ink pad and started to rub the edge, each edge of this gift, tops and sides, I just rubbed it on the ink pad, and that's exactly what I was going for. Now, I do take the little dauber there you see off to the right, and I will rub that back onto the solid parts of the gift package too, also to, kind of mold that, or not mold it, to blend it more in. And you'll see here, this is where we're getting that antique-y, that farmhouse distressed dirty look that I like. Now, last video, I did pull this rickrack off of some ribbon I had. So this is the other half of that ribbon rickrack that I'm going to use. We're going to pretend that this is our ribbon that we're going to put around our little package. So hot glue that in place. Don't pull too hard if this is something... I mean, I don't know who's going to recreate something like this, but the styrofoam under there, you can only take so much pressure. You don't have to put 17,000 pounds of pressure against it like I think I need to and glue every part of it down, because apparently it needs to survive the apocalypse, but in any event, tack it down, make sure it's flat, make sure it's straight if that's, your jam, and then we're going to do one way and then we're going to do the other so that all four sides have that rickrack look. It's the really cute olive green. I also have it in red, but I didn't want to cut another one apart. I wanted to use my stash. I wanted to use my things. I'm trying to keep things on a rotation instead of just collecting more. You know how that goes sometimes. So in this instance, this is what we did. So I used the exact amount. It was a perfect amount. Now we're going to take the cinnamon stick and we're going to cut it into pieces because I want to put cinnamon on the top of our package because, you know, normally people get cinnamon for Christmas, right? Now, I have this little mini miter box set. This thing has come in handy so many times. Now, I'm sawing through the plastic on it, but this little thing and this little saw knife here has come in handy for so many different things, whether it's paint sticks or dowels. We're just going to saw it. Also, your craft room smells so good when you start cutting into cinnamon sticks. It smells so good. So we're going to cut it into 3 pieces because basically the 2 smaller pieces here, you'll see, we're going to pile those on top of our gift. We're going to make it part of the decoration. So we've got our gift, we've got the cinnamon, we have a piece of jute to make a tie, we've got the Amazon greenery, and now the Hobby Lobby greenery. We will be using all of this. And then there's that leftover piece of berries from the previous DIY. And then we're going to put in just a couple little pieces of that ribbon that I got at Michael's. Now, I'm going to start layering all these goodies together. And I did some cuts, I did some speeding up, but basically you're going to see the top of this package come to life. I was going to start doing that and then forgot, Whitney, you need to add the hanger because it's an ornament. Everything I tend to go into the whole tabletop or shelf sitter frame of mind because everything should just be displayed because it's cute. So I did need to add just put a knot into some jute, and I'm gluing the knot down first. So upon making sure that the glue is solidifying, I'm going to tuck in some of these pieces off of that Amazon pick. Now, the Amazon pick, I got a bunch of those stems together, and they look really good in arrangements, but they're also very handy and very good to cut apart and piece together like you're seeing me do here. And here's some more of that Hobby Lobby greenery that I love that pine this year. The movement on it, I can't explain. I don't know what it's made out of. It's some sort of rubber or something. I don't know what it is, but I love it. So the Amazon's underneath, Hobby Lobby's on top. Now you see I took the leaves and the chunk, the biggest part of those berries on top. We have some berries down on the table here that did fall off. We're going to use them. And now I'm going to stack these little pieces of cinnamon together. I don't know why it's not firewood, but for some reason this just was cute for me. It's very holiday, very cute. I don't know if does it need to make sense? You know, I don't think it does. I think if it's, you know, artist's interpretation, you know what I'm saying? It's beauty's in the eye of the beholder. If I feel like I want to put cinnamon sticks on my gift packages, I'm going to do it. Also, cinnamon sticks are just pretty in general. They're cute. Just, you know, get a bundle of them and tie a ribbon around them and stick them in a bowl. So cute. Very, very holiday themed. If you're looking for, you know, space filler, if you're looking for a fast, easy space filler for decor or something like that, cinnamon sticks you can't go wrong with them. Because you can do the same thing outside of Christmas, not use cinnamon, just use sticks, which I did that a couple videos ago when I had some extra sticks left over when I cut apart a wreath. Just tie them with a piece of jute. You got a cute little, you know, staging tool or, you know, filler, space filler. Now we're going to add a bow. So I did get some more of my jute and burned all the fuzzies off. And if you can see here, I'm taking these in my fingers and I'm just kind of gathering in an even, I don't know how to explain how to do that. It's just, it becomes muscle memory, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the tails, wrap it around there. And this is like a finger bow, but it's not a finger bow. When I do an updated video, I know I've been saying it for a while, I'm going to do an updated, I'll put this particular bow in there. It's very easy to do. You just wrap it around and then through itself, and you're using the tail to secure the middle of a bow. So this is like when you want to do a finger bow, but it's very loose and loopy because you're not going to have a very good tight grasp on it since the loops are so big. That's just my alternative. So I made a very loopy jute bow, and we're going to tuck that in on an open area. I chose underneath the top here. Now, so this is the back of it technically. I wasn't really paying attention to the seam. Remember I mentioned before that seam was bothering me because I should have put a little hem in it or made a nicer cut in the canvas underneath there. But in any event, this is the placement of the bow. It's super cute. When it's hanging in the tree or sitting somewhere for its decoration, it won't matter. It's just going to be one of those things where, again, I could be focusing on something that's going to bother me more than it'll bother you, or people in general probably won't even notice it. That's normally how things go. They're like, nobody would have said anything, Whitney, if you hadn't pointed out. I'm like, sorry. It's in my YouTube personality to make sure I point out to you all of the mistakes and all of the things that bother me so that you can decide whether or not you care about them or not. In your own projects. Like, do I care? Probably not. Would I have noticed? Nah. But thank you for pointing it out. Sure. You're welcome. Love you. Now, you see, I gibbered through that. I took the ribbon, I tied a knot in it, and then I cut the ribbon at a diagonal. There's no bows. It's just a knot. And now for this one, I'm adding another piece of ribbon, but we're not even going to put a knot in it. So you see the ends are already cut at diagonals. I'm going to fold it in half and kind of put it into a little V. So it's kind of off-centered from itself. And putting a tiny little dab of glue right in the piece right there where it's folded. We're going to push that down. So now we have a nice little solid, we'll say it's a V. We have a nice little solid V. And we are going to take this and now tuck it under our berry, and in all that greenery goodness, you're going to get a little piece of, maybe it's a stick or a pick or whatever, a skewer, you name it. And we're going to tuck it in, and we're going to add just another ribbon element somewhere. So it's like most of the times you'll see, if you have a wreath, you'll have a large bow and then maybe a small little accent piece off to the side. This is our tiny little accent piece off to the side. And then of course I had to add one more little piece of greenery right on top of there, because I'm nothing if not a avid layerer. Is that technical terms here, people. That's it. Look how cute it is. Now here's where I'm showing you here. This bothers me, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. The jingle bell itself that I added is at the back, but the rest of it looks great. It's so warm and fuzzy and country and farmhouse and cute and festive, and add descriptive word here. Put in your adjective that makes you happy. Look how cute it is. And again, those berries are so old, but I like the whole, it's a hard plastic. They're supposed to make them look as though they're iced or frosted, but I love those, man. I love those berries. And I have so many more of those too in my craft bucket. Tell me what you think. Do you like this little gift? Again, vast improvement from what it looked like when it was hanging on the shelf at Dollar Tree. And that's what we were supposed to do today. Now, if you remember what it looked like before, we took this canvas off of it, and we're going to do a fast little DIY. Now this isn't an ornament, but at least I want to show you that I'm still reusing a portion from the ornament. So I had 2 of these little mini jars left over in my stash. They're just these tiny little mini jars. They're not technically used for actual preserving anything, but I love mason jars. They're so cute. And I have a whole nother box of them too, so these aren't my last ones. But what I want to do is I'm going to make cute little, like, you know, those jelly jars, or jelly jars, or sometimes you see people put like hot cocoa jars and stuff together for gifts. I wanted to put like a little cute fabric little, I guess I'm going to say a hat. It's not a hat, but you know what I mean? I want to put it like it's going to look like a little Mrs. Claus hat, but not really, but yes, but no. Tell me what this is called. It's just like, I say jelly jar because that's the first thing I think of. So I'm just cutting some even squares out of that fabric that we took off of the original present ornament. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the lids and I'm going to get this little piece of batting. This is another piece of remnant batting that I had in my stash. I'm going to cut it down. So I got 4 pieces here because we're going to put two pieces on each lid. And so what I'm doing is cutting off all the edges and getting a rough circle. This is definitely not a circle, but it's a rough circle so that we can use the double stick adhesive that I've used many times in this video. And we're just going to layer these on top of each other because I want that cute little padded look to the top of it. And again, I can't believe it's escaping me. I'm going to keep saying jelly jar, but I'm probably wrong. But please tell me in the comments what I'm thinking of. Unless I'm right, then tell me that too, because that'll be nice. But I'm just going to layer these two together, and it doesn't have to be 100%. I don't want to use hot glue because hot glue will melt this batting down to nothing and it'll look weird. So I had some more of the cinnamon sticks I had cut up because they're cute, and it smelled so good in my craft room when I was sawing those cinnamon sticks in half. And then for this guy here, I'm just going to take some of this. This is bowl filler, but I use it in all my bows and arrangements. I have all these little tiny mini pine cones, and then this little weird long one here off to the side. I don't know what that's about, but that one made me happy, so I stuck that in there too. if I could get things to let it go in there right. And then I thought, I was like, it needs a little bit, it's kind of dark. So I want to put something else in here on top of that. So I went to my little Amazon snowflakes I got this year, and I just threw a couple of them in there just to make things cute. You could put jingle bells in here. You could put, oh, what else is there, guys? There's what else other kind of filler is there that exists in the world of holiday, you know, for Christmas? Insert into tiny little jar to make happy. That's what I did. So cute. Now, I'm putting the lids on, but we are going to eventually take them off because through the process of elimination, I was trying to basically put them on like this and then tie around it. It was impossible to tie. So what we did, take the lid off, and I'm going to use hot glue to tack it down. Now, this is a metal lid. Hot glue is not going to be a permanent fix for this. It won't hold this. So the purpose of this is to get the fabric to stay where I want it to, for me to tie the jute around the top of it. I didn't want to tie it around the jar because I still want you to be able to use the jar. So I want to be able to take the lids off and change out the contents, or, you know, basically that's what it is. I want to be able to get in there and move things around or change them out, because this is a pretty universal. There we go. It's a pretty universal buffalo check fabric. Doesn't have to be Christmas. I'm only putting jute around the top of it here, so I'm not tying it to Christmas. The contents are tying it to like Christmas and winter, that type of deal at the moment. You could put anything else in here, but these cute little tiny mini jars. So after I glue the fabric in, I'm going to put the lid back on top because it's going to be easier for me to tie the jute around the edge. I want to make sure I'm getting in that same groove of that lid. Again, we're doing this on a mini level. If you're doing this on a full-size mason jar, you won't have these problems. Also, my fingernails got on my nerves a few times, so when I get them done next week, you're going to be seeing shorter nails in the next couple videos because I have finally hit my fill with the long nails for a minute. Now, normally they don't ever bother me, but for some reason, it's one of those days, guys. It's just one of those months where it's like everything I did, they were making me mad. So we're going to have some shorter nails in the next videos. But after I tied that on, I tied it in a knot. I did secure it down with some hot glue. This is just a shoestring bow, so we're calling it a shoestring bow because it's like tying your shoes out of jute. Same thing, we're going to tack it down and put that on top of the knot. So it's going to look like we have two sets of tails. It's okay. We're going to also do that for the second jar, identical. And they're so cute. It's just a little pair, just like a little I want to say jelly jars, just a little pair of jars with little hats, little Mrs. Claus. I don't know if you call that Mrs. Claus hats, but you know what I'm talking about when you get these things out? The little contents are so cute too, and I'm like shaking them around. Should have put some jingle bells in there too. Just make it a little collage of Christmas happiness inside there. And again, these can be put anywhere. Put them on the table, put them on a tray, put them, you know, even if you're staging them on something, you can set them on top of a picture if you have something bigger. Well, you'll see how I stage them at the very end, but look how cute they are. I love the way it all kind of came together, but this is just a little one-off extra. Nothing too fancy or in-depth. And that's it, really. We did a decent amount of little ornaments here for this cute little video, and I hope you guys like them. Please let me know what you did, which one was your favorite, if you have one. I'm loving the scrapbook paper on those two right here. This ornament scrapbook paper, and that cinnamon stick is... The cinnamon sticks is what gave me my squishy feeling. I don't know. See right here, I put that little jar on the top of this here. So if this was a staging thing and we're going to put this on a shelf somewhere, I would probably put that little jar there too. And then, of course, add some extra stuff in it. But that's it for today, guys. We did, what, four different ones. But that's it for the video. Now, I have a coffee page, so if you like my videos, you feel like you've learned something, please feel free. Every little bit helps. Donations can be sent here. There's a link in my description. Of course, always appreciated, never required. And also my DIYs are for sale, so take a peek there. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me every video. You are my fuel, and I love every single one of you. So with all that being said, thank you so much for joining me every time. And I love you more than I can possibly say in words. Many hugs, happy crafting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.